All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until probably about 5 o'clock today. Probably about 5 o'clock today. Come on in. Come on in. Say hi to me. I feel like, I missed y'all Monday. I missed y'all Tuesday. I missed y'all. Is today Wednesday? I missed y'all Monday and Tuesday. And I'm here now. I'm here now. I want to see y'all. So come on in. Robert Willis, I see you. Come in, say hi to me. Y'all know how we do. I don't have to explain this every day. I have to explain it every day like y'all don't know. And I'm getting it. No, I'm just playing. I'm not getting irritated with it. Come on in, say hi to me. Tell me where you're checking me out from. I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. Come on in. Um, got a few things. Excuse me, a few things that I want to discuss. I am tired again, as usual. I think some of this tiredness, though, might have something to do, a little bit to do with my fatness. It might have a little bit to do with my fatness, but I'm gonna work on it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I fell off on the treadmill. When I say I fell off, I don't mean I literally fell off the treadmill. Even though I wouldn't be shocked if that happened at some point. But I fell off in terms of walking on the treadmill. See, I don't waited too long. And now I have to wait until I come back from Jacksonville. But once I come back from Jacksonville, it's on. Well, I'm going to need a couple days to rest. Because like that whole week, I'll probably do like 2-3 hours of sleep every day or every night. So I'll be really tired. But give me like 2 days after Jacksonville, it's on. I'm losing. I'm losing. You know what I'm saying? A couple days, it's on. But yeah, I'm a little tired. I gotta figure this out. Let me go to the phone. Not to the phone. Let me get these wonderful people, my family members who are saying hello to me. Carolyn, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Carolyn. We got Terry. Terry in the house. Good afternoon, Terry, checking us out from downtown. So downtown is represented. Maria, representing North College Hill. Yes, you represent North College Hill. So if you say something, Maria, it's like all of North College Hill said it. Unless somebody else from North College Hill is here, and then y'all like 50-50. But good afternoon. We got Diane. Diane in the house representing Gulf Manor. Representing Gulf Manor. We got Anthony in the house. The Wood. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Preston. But good afternoon. Either way, Anthony, the hater. Preston in the house. He says, peace, God, Avondale, checking in. All right. So you represent Avondale. We got Myosha in the house with the bronchitis in the bunker. I feel bad for you. I mean, you got enough money. I'm sure you comfortable. You comfortable. But that bronchitis stuff ain't no joke. So I feel bad for you. I hope you feel better soon. Hope you feel better. I'm not even gonna read that hate, Anthony. We got Brent in the house. Brent checking in from Dallas, Texas. We got Brenda representing Fairfield. Brent, you do represent the entire state of Texas, by the way. If you're from a different state, you represent that entire state. We got Darren. Good afternoon, Darren. We got Blade in the house. Blade, I don't even know what you represent. I don't know what you represent. Blade want to be famous. He want to be famous. Here's what I noticed. When I ignore Blade, he stops. He stops. When I read his stuff, his other, the other profile, it's not actual other personalities. It's just his need for attention. So if I start reading John Davison stuff, then Boost will start. And then Anthony Holloway will start. And then Heineke will start. So I'm reading, you know, a lot of his comments, although he posts them like from different perspectives and all that kind of stuff. But Blake, look, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here. You represent you, whatever that means. Quintano in the house. Quintano, he's in transit to Avondale. But good afternoon, Quintano. We got Kush. Kush in the house. What's good, Kush? Hope everything going good with you. Mary. Good afternoon, Mary. Representing White Oak. We got Myosha. I already said Myosha. Said the way the belly was looking, you can't afford to fall off the exercise. See, now you're just gonna be a hater. Like, I even did some well wishes for you. I wished you well. And then you follow that up with like severe hate. Okay, maybe that ain't severe hate, but unnecessary hate. I see how you do. Okay. Got Dwayne in the house. Good afternoon, Dwayne, representing Mount Airy. Pamela in the house. Good afternoon, Pamela. She's representing North Avondale. Bonita representing Roselawn. Good afternoon, Bonita. And I feel like I didn't say good afternoon to Pamela. Good afternoon, Pamela. We got Paul in the house. Good afternoon, Paul. And Paul is representing Avondale. So we got a couple representatives from Avondale. Okay. Mary says, put up the chat. Oh, my bad. Tria in the house. Tria's representing Columbia Township. All right. Got McConnell in the house. Representing Fairfield. Let's see. Got Sabrina in the house representing North College Hill. So we got two people representing North College Hill. I need a third to break the tie, just in case. Oh, let's see. Brent, the entire state of Texas? Yes. You represent all of it. Miss Pittsburgh, good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Thank you for joining the show. Oh, let's see. And Daryl, say what up? Tardy or no show E? Daryl, you a hater too. What's wrong with y'all haters? Why y'all gotta be haters? Here's what I need. Before I get the show going wherever it's gonna go. I need somebody to be willing to step in and be my fill-in host when I can't make it or when I'm running late. I need somebody to be willing to step up and be the fill-in host. Who's gonna do it? Anthony, you could do it. Daryl, you could do it. Who gonna step up and be the fill-in host so that, and you know, y'all know it's not gonna be that often. So that, you know, it's like the Miss America pageant. So if I can't fulfill my duties, the runner-up steps in and does what they do. Anybody? Because y'all can't just be critical of me and not be willing to step up and do something about it. Don't be all talk. That means we have permission to just walk through your house, not just to the basement and drink up all your juice. No, that just means when I'm not on, you go on. I'll text you. This is the way it's going to work. I will text you as soon as I know I'm either going to be late or I'm not going to be here. I will text you. And then you go live at 3 o'clock. I will send a message then via the afternoon experiment and Emanuel Livingston pages saying, hey, go to so and so's page. He or she is filling in for me. How about that? Any takers? Any takers? Jack says, hey, everyone, the obvious choice is me. Bro, we don't even know if you actually a man or a woman, if you white, if you black, if you tall, if you short. You know, you could be a tranny or anything. Not that any of that is disqualifying, but we should know. Like, it's got to be somebody where you can go to their page and actually tell that they're an actual person, not a bot or misrepresenting themselves. You put some actual pictures of you on your page, then you can do it. We got DeVale. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I've never said your real name. But I don't want to let the cat out the bag of who you really are. All right? But thank you for joining the show. Thank you for checking us out. I appreciate the support. Oh, and I don't think I've said it since everything went down. Bro, congratulations. I know what the baby is like 1.5. The baby like a year and a half, and I'm just now saying congratulations, but congratulations on the baby. I be seeing the pictures. You know, Emmanuel love the kids. So I be seeing the pictures. I be like, oh my goodness. I know that they are like happy in the mug in terms of the baby. You know, I don't get all off of your personal life in that, you know, intimate way. But in terms of the baby, I'm like, you can't beat a new baby. So congratulations. Congratulations on that. Let's see. He says it's just J-Do. All right. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, mix the two. You throwing the government name out. I didn't want to throw out the other name and throw everybody off. Let's see. If you could get your niece to do that, it would be hilarious. She got to be willing. You got to be willing. And then you got to be available. See, I can't be missing. And then the person who's supposed to fill in while I'm missing is missing. So I need somebody reliable. Apparently more reliable than me. Let's see. Nah, bro. They have to have a real afternoon experiment, so I have to have permission to come to your house unannounced, walk down to your basement, and start the show, and have permission to eat up all your stale ginger snaps. See, now you're getting too, you know, out of pocket. You look. You might have had something when you was talking about coming to the house, walking around, drinking all the juice, making yourself at home, using the bathroom, and, you know, using my commode, flopping down on the couch, watching the TV. But you talking about eating the ginger snaps, you just disqualified yourself. Period. End of conversation with you. Don't mess with my ginger snaps. Come on. I thought everybody knew that. Andrea, good afternoon. Downtown, checking in. We got Ray Walk, representing Hamilton, Ohio. Hamilton. Good afternoon, Ray Walk. Got Jerome Curtis. Good afternoon. Stephanie, good afternoon, Stephanie. You missed me? I missed you. We got, hold on. You may be able to get your brother to do it, though. I think he a little less reliable than I am. I don't know about that. Pamela says she is not available to be a stand-in host. She does not think corporate would approve. See, all these excuses. Get Raven to fill in. I think contractually, she is not able to do it. She is not able to do it. David, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Checking in from the universe. You represent the whole universe. Good afternoon. We got Regina. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You get Nate to fill in. There's no way. He is not reliable. He is not reliable. Set up the podcast in the back seat of your Chevette. I don't have a vet no more. And don't hate on the vet. I know some sneaky, underhanded hating. Try to slide in something about the vet. I know sneaky, underhanded, lightweight hating. Let's see. Yes, yes. Are you coming for the daggone ginger snaps? Coming for the ginger snaps. I don't appreciate it. Mary loves some ginger snaps. We got Regina say they nasty ginger snaps. No, ginger snaps are not nasty. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? More reliable than you. Stephanie, are you sliding over there into the hater category? Don't. It might look like a good place to be, but you don't want to be over there with those guys. Trust me. Trust me. It looked glamorous. It looked glamorous over there. It's not that glamorous. Trust me. Danny says, hey, good afternoon, Danny. Thank you for joining. We got Black Russian checking us out. Good afternoon, Black Russian. Bond Hill. Bond Hill. You know you represent Bond Hill. Jason. Jason says, what's up? What's up, Jason? David says, Dave Stinger can fill in. Don't even get me started on Dave Stinger. Don't get me started. I tried to reach out to Dave Stinger not too long ago. I think he's avoiding my calls. Lonzo says, what's up, E-Man? What's up, Lonzo? Good afternoon. Jason, you represent, he's checking in from Rose Hill Cemetery. You represent Rose Hill Cemetery today. You told your girl about the watery Chevette ride. She was dying laughing. It wasn't funny. I didn't tell y'all that story for it to be humorous. It wasn't funny. You imagine you driving down the highway, minding your own business, and water just comes shooting up. It's some scary shit. Wasn't funny. Don't laugh at my pain. I'm not Kevin Hart. Am I freezing? Wyatt will fill in. Wyatt won't fill in. Wyatt is still scared to go one-on-one with me on the King and I. He been ducking me. He been ducking me like you wouldn't believe. So, hey. He been ducking me. It's terrible too. But hold on, let me say this about Wyatt. Now, y'all all saw the story. Oh, what is the young lady's name? I can't remember the young lady's name. The pregnant young lady who was shot at the Kroger store by the law enforcement official. I talked about it a little bit a few days ago, but I didn't have any details, so I didn't really want to get into it. And I still don't have a lot of details. But I heard Wyatt talking about it. He showed the video. I was in transit. I couldn't watch the video. But I heard some of the details that he said were, and I don't know those to be true. I'd take his word for it. But I was so happy. I was so happy to hear him say, while it might legally be justified, it wasn't necessary. Yeah, my heart jumped like, oh, yes. Yes. Because many times, that's what people are saying. Many times, that's what people are saying. That's what people are protesting for. People are not protesting because the person was a saint. People don't typically protest because the police can't find the legal justification for what they do. Many times, when people see what they perceive as an injustice, the reason they perceive it as an injustice is because it wasn't necessary. Because it wasn't necessary. And that's what people see. They understand potentially this person was doing something that they didn't have any business doing. They understand that potentially this person made some moves that they shouldn't have made. Oh. All that kind of stuff. People understand that, but what people like me look at is when you're talking about the ultimate, taking somebody's life. People look at that, and what they want to know is, was that necessary? Because that's supposed to be the last resort. Like, we have to kill this person to save a life. And not, we think it's possible that, if we kill a person, then it might save a life because that person might have been putting some people in danger if it went a certain way. Like that's not, for people like me, that's not satisfactory. I'm a use an example. This is not a good example. I'm telling you right now, telling you right up front, it's not a good example. All right? Because I know how y'all define a good example. Y'all define a good example as the exact same thing as what happened. Because no matter what I say, somebody gonna be thinking, but that's different, Emanuel. Of course it's different. Because if it was the exact same, I would just keep talking about this incident. Don't get caught up on the example. Pay attention to the logic used in the example. Okay? Can we try to do that just as a general from here on out when people are giving analogies and all that kind of stuff? Can we try to not get caught up on the actual analogy and pay attention to the logic that's being used in the analogy and then try to apply that logic to the situation at hand? Because that's really what people are trying to do when they do that. So I'm going to give you an analogy. It's not a good analogy, but the logic will work out. All right, I'm in my house doing nothing wrong. Somebody breaks in my house and they see me, and they not a threat to me, really. It's a little 12-year-old trying to steal some video games. He break in my house. I got a right to shoot him. And he see me, and I see the fear in his eyes because he didn't think nobody was home. And then he try to run and leave the house. He's trying to get the hell out. I pull out my gun, which, I happen to have next to me while I was watching TV, and blast him. I think I could probably beat that case. He broke in my house. Castle doctor and all that good stuff. I could beat that case. Like, just legally, it's justified. Legally, he's got a right at that point to use deadly force. But was it necessary? And so while I might go to court and win, was I right? And that's the logic. Again, don't be confused. Don't confuse the actual situation and the analogy. I'm not trying to make them equal. I'm talking about the logic behind it. Logically, you'd say, yeah, you got a right to, by law, but come on, man. Let him go. You didn't have to kill him. Your life wasn't in danger. And that's what a lot of us are saying when we watch these videos, these body cam videos of police shooting people when their lives are not in danger, beating the hell out of people when their lives are not in danger. Legally, they were justified in doing it. Legally, they can get away with it. But is it because especially when you're talking about taking a life, I think that should be necessary if you're going to do it. You don't do it just because you can do it. You don't do it just because you can. You do it if you do it because you had to. Chief, I had no choice. That's the only excuse that should be acceptable. And so that's why people protest. That's why people protest. And you know how many times I hear people saying to black people, you know how many times people have said to me, don't argue with police. Even if they wrong. Just do whatever they say do and handle it in court. So the idea that there aren't people, leaders, community leaders out there saying that, it's not true. I think people say it too much. It has become too much a part of who we are as a community, to the point where we look at situations and we're like, well, why they shouldn't have been arguing. They brought it on themselves. Oh, well, he shouldn't have run. He brought it on himself. And running shouldn't be a death sentence, but we've heard it so much. Don't run from police. Oh, he was running. He got shot. He was running from police. Well, he shouldn't have been running. When are people gonna stop running? We hear it so much. It's a mantra of sorts. So and I'm not knocking nobody. I was so, it's like, yes, it wasn't necessary. And the idea that because police harm people unnecessarily, that I don't want to say that it should be okay, but that people shouldn't say anything about it or try to change it. Like, I'm talking a little bit about Wyatt show, because here's why. Number one, I like Wyatt as a person. Number two, I like Wyatt as a show. Number three, I agree with a lot of what Wyatt says, but I disagree with, like I said, we end up in the same place, but we go two different routes. And I want him to correct his route. No, I understand the idea that one of the things that he said, something along these lines. He said, look, you got to understand the deck is stacked against you. So in order to survive, you got to move differently. And we can argue about whether or not you should have to move differently and all of that. But you'd be foolish to not be teaching your children that they got to move differently. And I agree with that. I agree with all of that. But at the same time, we also got to stand up and say to the powers that be, like, yo, we shouldn't have to move differently. You know how we have what people call it now, the talk? I wouldn't say don't have the talk. I definitely had it. I wouldn't say don't have it. But I would say have the talk, and fight for the day that you don't have to have the talk. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that either side is wrong the way they look at it. It's just a different way of looking at it. I'm looking at it from this direction, you looking at it from this direction. We seeing the same thing, the same exact thing. We just got two different perspectives that we're viewing it from. And they're both very important. They're both very important. I feel like some people, I don't want to just, because it's, again, I was just watching Wyatt's show. I watch Wyatt's show every time I get a chance, and you should too. But I was just watching his show, agreeing with him, and not liking what he was saying, all at the same time. Like, I agree with this dude. Oh, I hate that he's saying that. He right. He right. But there's another way to look at it, and I hate that that's the way he's looking at it, even though from the way he's looking at it, he's 100% right. That sounds crazy, don't it? How you agree with him? Like 100%, and then hate that he's saying what he's saying that you agree with. It's because my focus is slightly different. It don't make his wrong. I agree with him. It just make it different. I feel like a lot of people come from the perspective of don't commit crime, and then you stand less of a chance of becoming a victim in that way. I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, there are some people who say don't commit crimes, and then you don't have to worry about becoming a victim. That's not true. That's not true. Those people are mistaken. But don't commit crime, and then you have a much less chance of having those types of interactions with law enforcement. And then less of a chance of something in that vein going bad. That I agree with. But I don't like it being looked at that way, even though I agree with it. Because I feel like what we should be fighting for, among other things, because that conversation should be being had, and it is, on a regular basis. It is being had. But we should also be having the conversation about, look, law enforcement, when you encounter people, there's better ways to handle things. And using that exceptionally deadly weapon should be the last resort, not the second resort. Not you know what I'm saying? Like, come up, talk to me. I might be a reasonable dude. But if you already got the gun pointed at me, you didn't even give me a chance. But depending on the situation, it's not always reasonable to not have the weapon ready and available. Okay, I agree with that. But some of the stuff is just, shooting me should be the last resort. Really, using force against me should be one of the last resorts. And but hold on, let me finish that point. But yes, people should be fighting so that the deck ain't stacked against us, so that we have to move differently. We should all be able to move the same and get the same results in the same or similar situation. And if we can look at it and say, that's not necessarily the case, then we should be fighting, not fighting. Facebook, I'm not encouraging fighting. And anytime my Facebook love to put me on probation, they've taken to not suspending me, just putting me on probation. Like, you made a post, and so you are no longer allowed to participate in groups for the next 48 hours. What is this? What is this? I can't participate in groups? What kind of punishment is this? I don't think I like this. So I'm not talking about fighting. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about standing up and demanding. That's what I'm talking about. Standing up and demanding equality. And then not just equality. Because another thing that he says, I've said it a number of times, but I give him credit because he said it. White people get brutalized by police as well. So maybe it is, in some cases, it's equal. It's equal. Like, you beating my ass the same way you would beat a white dude ass. You beating that white dude ass the same way you would beat my ass. Why are people always texting me when I'm on the air? But what about, you don't beat neither one of our asses if you don't have to defend yourself? That's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, you take it to the next level. I don't just want to be treated equally bad. Treat us all right and fair. That's crazy to ask for, right? It's crazy to be wanting to be treated fair, right, good even. Daryl has a question. Daryl says, so who do you blame in this incident? The parents not educating her when being stopped by a police officer, or the police and their policy on when to use deadly force? I don't know that that's a fair question. I think it's enough blame to go around. She shouldn't have been stealing. Listen, a person, in my opinion, a person shouldn't be stealing. Don't take stuff that don't belong to you. Don't go into a store where you're supposed to exchange currency for goods and just not exchange the currency. Okay? So she's wrong. She's wrong if she was stealing. If. I don't know if she was stealing. If she was stealing, she's wrong. If, well, no, apparently what I heard, get out the car. She should have got out the car. She should have got out the car. When the police say, get out the car, get out the car. When the police say, stay in the car, stay in the car. Because ain't no telling what could happen. And my understanding is, legally, they have a right to order you out of the car if they want you out of the car. And the Supreme Court has said if they order you out of the car, you got to get out the car. So, get out the car. She was legally, she was wrong for that. Getting in front of the car, I guess I understand the idea of getting in front of the car kind of to block the car. But that don't sound like a wise police tactic to me. Now, I'm not talking about legal or illegal at this moment. That does not sound like a wise police tactic to me. This thing could bolt forward and kill me. So let me put myself directly in harm's way. That don't sound wise to me. It might be procedure. I've seen it so much, I just accept that it is procedure. But I don't like it. It seems wise to me that, and this is just to me, I don't have no police training. It seems wise to me that you might want to, yeah, you might want to be on kind of all sides of the car, but you want to make sure, because you know that car could take off. So you want to make sure that you're not in a position where if that car take off, you can't get out the way. So if you're going to be in front of the car, be so far in front of the car and be paying really close attention the entire time in case that car decides to speed off. So in that case, when I say the police was wrong, see, okay, I have to say how I feel it. I do feel like there are some law enforcement officials they can't wait to use their gun to shoot somebody. They can't wait. I wish somebody would try me today. I'm not saying it's the majority of police. No, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying I don't know. But I know there are some. And if I fit me, Emanuel, the king of talk, Livingston, if you hop in a car trying to get away from me, I'm not getting in front of that car. This person is nervous. They ain't being cooperative. I'm not getting in front of that car. So that don't seem wise to me. I don't know their policies and procedures. But if that's their policy, it doesn't seem like a very wise policy. And it does feel like, and this is just my feeling. This is not based on fact. I just told you, I don't know the policy. That might be the policy. But my feeling is, hold on a second. Fame, hold on just a moment, all right? Hey, Fame? Did he accident? What are you doing? What? Yeah. I did, but then I hear the phone, like you got the phone in your pocket. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna turn you down. All right. Hold on. All right. Let me turn you down. Give me just a minute though. All right. So, what was I saying? If I feel like if you jump in front of a car, it feel like you're looking for a reason to shoot somebody. You're looking for a reason to shoot somebody. I'm going to go back to my house analogy. I know it's not a good analogy. I know it's not. But I know a person. Some people know who this is. I know a person who was beefing with somebody and the person was threatening to come in their house. And you know what they did? They unlocked the door and swung the door wide open. They stood back and said, I'm warning you, don't come in my house. That warning wasn't to keep that person out of their house. That warning was to say, I explicitly told this person that I don't want them in my house. And if they come in, they are trespassing in my house. So now I have the legal authority to do what I already know I want to do. I'm putting no barriers. But I have this legal authority to do this. I'm making it like super clear that I have that legal authority. To me, that's jumping in front of the car, standing in front of the car. Because the person who did that, they wanted to do some stuff. Thank God the person was smart enough to not walk in that house. Because, of course, they knew what it was too. But to me, that's what standing in front of the car is equivalent to. Because if this car move, ooh, this is my opportunity. Again, I'm not saying with 100% certainty that the law enforcement official who fired the shot, that was what they were doing. But that's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. Police are people, y'all. And y'all, I know all of y'all know somebody who said, hit me. Hit me. No. I'm not going to put my hands on you without a good reason. Go ahead. Hit me. Just touch me. Brush up against me and see what happens. I'm just standing here minding my own business. Go ahead. Brush up against me and see what happens. You don't think police ever feel that way? Oh, I'm going to stand here in front of this car, and I wish you would put it in drive. Again, I don't know that that's what happened, but that's what that feels like to me. Let me go to the phone. Fame.
Hi, Emanuel.
Hey, Fame. What's going on with your phone? Something sounds really weird with it.
I told you, I guess I'm in a weird spot. I'm at this I'm in a little bit of a not dungeon, a valley here.
You
At this
you sound really muffled.
I don't know. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to commend you on your opening and this point you're making. And I thought that was a very good point about the situation where don't jump in my house, don't come in my house. That's exactly what this was. The cop didn't use discernment. Damn your policy. Damn your tactics. You know how there's no way you can stop in front of a car or stand in front of a car, 2,500 pounds, a ton or more, and there's no way you're gonna stop it without a firearm. So you're setting up your kill for doing that. And this wasn't necessary. This wasn't a violent woman. This was a woman who she might have been a little uncooperative or whatever, but she wasn't being violent to anybody. This is something, okay, even though she don't have plates on her car, we see her. There's video of her in the store. We've got her, okay? We got the make and model of the car. We'll find her quickly. The city of Columbus has, what do you call that, surveillance all throughout the damn city, just like Cincinnati and other major cities. You know what I'm saying? There was no need to get aggressive with that woman like that. I usually would take the side of the cops on something like that. But on this one, it's just like, nah, you didn't have to do all that. I think better discernment was in order.
Okay.
Did you make up any of that? Did you make out any of that?
Yes, I did. And it makes perfect sense.
Okay, good. There was one more. See, I keep forgetting what the other thing I was going to say. You're trolling with Dion. I didn't really appreciate you infiltrating the Wyatt show with that bullshit Monday. I thought you were way out of order, just like this cop.
What?
You
hold on.
did the exact same thing.
Wait.
Because
Faye.
you have a voice and a microphone,
Faye.
you went in there and you went in Wyatt's house and did what you wanted to do.
Faye, I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
What did you hear me say?
He was just, just kind of pissing on the parade at the end of the day.
No, tell me,
I don't
what
remember.
did you hear me say?
It was so unremarkable. I couldn't remember it. I couldn't remember it all.
Oh, that's always interesting when that happens.
But
No, look,
but it was awful.
it
I'm telling
wasn't
you, it was awful.
it wasn't awful. I still stand by what I said. And it would not have even been brought up if the idea wasn't floated that.
No, it wouldn't have been brought up if black people wasn't happy over something that you're not happy about. You one of them types.
But what do you perceive that I'm not happy about?
That a black man is excelling in athletics, and particularly a sport that you don't like, football.
That's foolishness.
This young man.
See, hold on. Wait. Let me correct you. Number one, I love football. I don't watch the NFL now. That's not because I don't like football. It's just because I'm not watching the NFL. But I watch college football. That's number one. Number two, I like Dion. I've always liked Dion. I've always liked his kind of braggadocious nature, and because he puts that with his skills, and that is what made him the superstar that he is now. So I do like football, and I do actually like Deion Sanders, the persona that we see. Number three, I said it way back when he first left Jackson State and went to Colorado that I wish him all the best. I would love to see him go undefeated and win the national championship in his first year. Now, just because y'all thought I was being sarcastic when I said it doesn't mean I was actually being sarcastic. I'm rooting for Deion's success. That would be not just an amazing story, but it would just feel good to see this brother come from the HBCU system and dominate the PWI, the college football landscape. So all of what you said with regard to that is 100% wrong. And I can have all of those feelings and still believe that what he did was hypocritical. That's it. Y'all don't like the fact that I don't 100% agree with Deion, but I can still support that brother.
Why do you hate Ascension?
Who says that I hate Ascension? I don't hate Ascension. All I said was that what he did was hypocritical. That doesn't mean I'm against him doing it. It doesn't mean I think he should still be at Jackson State. He did what like every other coach does. And the overwhelming majority of them, in my opinion, are hypocrites and pieces of trash. So what does that mean? I don't have to support anybody 100% in order to say that I support them.
Right now, the HBCU community, when Deion left, they basically became the Ford children, the Walmart children, the Walton children. Your dad, Deion, left you with such an endowment, so much money that you can't F it up in life.
Well,
and if you do,
I don't know that that's
fault.
true, but
oh yes, he did. He gave them so much exposure. Every time they're on TV, that's from a contract that he got.
Okay.
Because of who he was.
And so wait a minute. So that means he can't be a hypocrite. If it sounds like you saying, look, if you give somebody a lot of money and exposure, it's impossible for you to be a hypocrite.
No, it's
exactly
what it is. I did my part for your success, your continued success. If you blow it from there, I can't help you.
But you could still be a hypocrite and do all of that, right?
It's like these Obama children, the two girls. You've been given a name, and you're coming up with money. You blow it from there, that's on you.
But I
can't help you.
But you could still do all of that and be a hypocrite, right?
No.
Did you say? Hold on. Did you say no? Did you say no?
I said no. I said no because They paid Dion a paltry salary. He gave them back more than they ever gave him.
All right, yo, I don't know. You said it's the wind. The wind is going way too
Yeah.
strong. I'm gonna have to move on
Yeah,
because
yeah. I'm
it's
sorry,
hard for
man.
me to hear you.
But yeah, it's been real, y'all. I had fun. Everybody be well.
All right, all right. Sometimes you come to an impasse. And you realize, just logically speaking, you're not, you can't make any headway. If the idea is if you do something good for someone that they benefit from, even for a long time, it's impossible for you to be a hypocrite. Why even have the discussion? No discussion needed. In his mind, it's impossible for Dion to be a hypocrite. In my mind, it's possible for Dion to be a hypocrite and to still be like, I support this guy. I don't support that, but I support that guy. And I do. And I put up on my page, I forgot that I hadn't been on since Saturday. And I put up on my page Saturday, Colorado is going undefeated. And Dion is going to win the first of 6 consecutive national championships. And everybody got mad. Well, not everybody. People got mad. Like, bro, you being sarcastic. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I might be being a little unrealistic. But let me ask you this. What if 2 years ago, I was a big Georgia fan, and I said, Georgia is going undefeated, and they're going to win the next 6 national championships? Would people have said I was being sarcastic? Especially in light of the fact that it is very possible that they might win a 3rd consecutive national championship this year. Oh, it's okay to say it about a team that you support unless we don't like you. Stop it. Stop it. I can say it. And it don't necessarily mean I'm being a hypocrite. No, it's possible. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. That is possible. It is me we talking about. But I would love it to see Colorado go undefeated and win a national title. And then do it again. 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 And then the NFL come calling and they like, bro, you won 6 straight national titles. Come on up here. Coach these Cowboys. And then they go undefeated and win a NFL title. I wouldn't see that unless they get some black majority owners, but I would still support the guy. Come on, y'all. You don't have to support every minute detail of a person and go along with everything to support that person. Come on. Just like what I'm actually talking about. Like, look, I don't have to think it's okay if she stole some wine. I don't have to think it's okay to, I can say, like, yo, you should have got out the car. You should have got out the car. Without being against her. Without wanting to see her get shot. More than one thing can be true at the same time. More than one thing can be true at the same time. Oh, y'all trying to get into this whole Dion thing. Look, I don't want to necessarily talk about that. I'll answer the question only because you asked, and I believe in answering questions. Something's going on with my something is going on with the thing here. Because I just put that up. Am I freezing? Am I freezing or anything like that? because there's something is not happening right on my side. All right, I'm a refresh. I'm gonna refresh. So if I go away, I'm coming right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Well, what just happened? How did I go to black? What in the world? Hold on, let me refresh. All right, I hope I'm back. It actually made me, it logged me all the way out and then back in. So somebody tell me if y'all see me. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Am I back? I don't want to go into anything until I know that people can see and or hear. All right. LaDonna says, yes, I'm back. Okay. Great. All right. So Veronica says, why is he a hypocrite to you? All right. Let's define what a hypocrite is, in my opinion. In my opinion. Let's define what a hypocrite is. A hypocrite is someone who preaches against something while they're doing that thing. For, in this context, someone who preaches against something while they're doing that same thing. Think Marcus. Preaches against homosexuality and all that kind of stuff. Participating in homosexuality, all that kind of stuff, right? Hypocrite. I didn't say what Marcus I'm talking about. I just said Marcus. Take me for example. Take me for example. When my son was a young man, I'm telling him, don't be out here having sex with, outside of marriage, and don't be out here having unprotected sex, and don't be out here having sex with multiple females. That whole time, while I'm telling him that, hypocrite, hypocrite, preaching against something while you do what you're preaching against. My perception, and I'm saying my perception because I'm gonna actually bring what's the term that my man Wyatt likes to use? Receipts. I'm actually pulling up. I had a piece of the audio today. My perception is what Mr. Sanders was saying to those kids was, hey, you don't need to go to them white schools. If you bring your talent over here to the black schools, we can do something. Damn them white schools. Do this for black schools, for black people, for black culture. We don't need white schools to succeed. We can succeed without them. And so he's convincing young men to forego the benefits of going to white schools for what he perceives to be the benefits of going to a black school for blackness' sake. But then when he got the opportunity to go to a white school, he didn't say to that white school, damn that, I don't need you. I'm here at a black college, and I'm going to do it at the black college for the culture. He was smart, and he said, oh, this is a pretty big opportunity. Yes, I'll take it. But you telling young men, don't take that opportunity at the white schools. Do this for black people because you black. Then you turn around and you did what you told them not to do. Well, but he took them with him. It don't matter if he took them with him. He did what he told them not to do. That's a hypocrite to me. Am I, again, I'm certain all of them colleges, probably all of those schools, all of those HBCU schools, probably give the same pitch. What about black people? What about doing it for us? So I'm not saying he's alone in that pitch. I'm just saying. So that's why. That's why I view him as a hypocrite in that way. Again, I don't have no beef with him leaving. Better opportunity comes along. Smart thing to do is to take the better opportunity. And like I said, I still support him. But to realize that that was hypocritical, to tell them kids don't go to a white school uh, and reap the benefits of being at a white school, and then you go to a white school and reap the benefits of being at a white school, is hypocritical to me. That's it. That simple. You hate Dion. No, I just realizing what is. So to answer your question, that's why. Um, Preston says, in your opinion, there's a definition for every word. It's either he is or he isn't a hypocrite. Well, but I think people define their own, words kind of for themselves. I do kind of subscribe to the idea that the dictionary defines words. But some stuff I see in the dictionary and some stuff just in general, I reject that to be the definition. That might be the commonly accepted definition, but it's not a definition that I subscribe to. So, yes, in my opinion, Preston, that doesn't necessarily mean everything in the dictionary I agree with. And believe it or not, this is going to sound super weird to you. Believe it or not, definitions actually change over time, even in the dictionary. So you got to accept what you believe to be the definition of a thing, of a word, of a whatever, phrase, or whatever. It's gone because we had to get out of there. But with regard to the young woman, there is Marquetta, something going on with regard to the fact that this 21-year-old woman had 2 children already and 1 on the way. For some people, she loses sympathy because of that. For some people, because she was a young mom and didn't learn her lesson, so she was on the way to birthing her 3rd child at the age of 21, she's not worth, for some people, life. But for some people, it's just she's not worth the sympathy. I've heard that it kind of floated as the B clause in the whole thing. Like, okay, main point is she shouldn't have been running at cops. She shouldn't have been stealing. She shouldn't have been disobeying the cops, and she shouldn't have been trying to run from them and driving that car. Main point. But their secondary point is you do realize she was 21 and she was pregnant with a 3rd child. Like, why is that even an issue here? Why is that even an issue here? Either the police were justified in shooting her, or they were wrong. Actually, it could be a combination of the two. They were wrong, but legally they were justified. But how are we wedging the fact that she was a young mother and pregnant with her third child at 21. How does that factor in? Like, oh, if she was a virgin, it would be really sad that she's dead. But she had 3 kids, so, you know, whatever happens, happens. And I don't like that. There is something about that. The first time I heard, I was listening to Scott Sloan. Scott Sloan brought it up on 700. And I was thinking, why is this white man? I'll just tell you what I was thinking. Nothing against, I don't know Scott Sloan. Why is this white man bringing up that she was 21 pregnant with her third child? Because his premise was police are so disrespected. That was his whole premise about the whole thing. People don't respect police. These police put their lives on the line. These police do this. These police, it was a weapon, and she was coming at him with a weapon. So he had a right to do it, and he's justified in doing it. Plus, she's 21 and she was pregnant with her third child. What does that have to do with anything? It's just another reason for people to look at her and say, she's not valuable. She's not a valuable member of our society. So this loss is not really a loss. And I don't like that. Marquetta.
I'm so glad you said all of that. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Marquetta.
I'm so glad to hear you say what you just said. I am listening to the feedback of this, and before I even talk about the legality and all of that, just the vitriol, the amount of hatred that people have for her because she was a mother, because she was a young mother. And when you watch the video, if you watch the video, don't speed through it. Watch the video of the cop who is standing on the side of the car. They already got their guns out. She asked them, "Is you going to shoot me? Get out the car. They said you stole something." She asked him again, "Are you going to kill me? Are y'all about to kill?" She said that. You could see and hear the fear in her voice. The cop went and stood in front of the car as to box her in. We get it. She shouldn't have took off. But if you notice him, he aimed straight for her head. He's aiming through the windshield to shoot her in her head. Now, let's talk about Kroger's for a minute. Do you remember in 2018 when the white man went in Kroger's and shot the 2 black people? Hello?
I don't.
Okay. So
Refresh
I
my
went to
memory.
Kroger's. A white man who fatally shot 2 black people at a Kroger supermarket in Jeffersontown, Kentucky in 2018, and a racially motivated attack, was sentenced this week, this is back in 2020, to life in prison without the possibility of parole. It was just like the killing in Jacksonville. It was race-based. He was expected to plead guilty to federal hate crime charges, but he avoided that by claiming mental illness. Okay. He killed a man named Gregory Bush and a woman named Vicki Lee Jones. Also shot Maurice E. Stalliard. Shot him straight in the head in the Kroger's. Notice, you ain't vilifying Kroger, but Kroger didn't make any comment about that. Are you familiar with the migrant down? Let me see. It's a migrant down. This just happened 10 days ago. He was working in a Kroger distribution plant, and he died because they wouldn't give him a break. They wouldn't allow him lighter clothes. He told them, "I'm about to pass out. I need some water." They didn't give him no water. He died on the job 10 days ago. Now, when this happens and people bring up Kroger, Kroger is one of the most largest corporations in this country. They're about to buy Albertsons, so it's going to be the only Kroger supermarket with a little competition here and there from Walmart and stores like that. But Kroger's is not hurting. When you go through them little checkouts, they got insurance. Kroger's is not hurting. We get the principle of it, but Kroger's, from a corporate perspective, is not aiming to have the police shoot and kill you over liquor. That's the first thing.
All right.
So the police, when they become over aggressive, and that's why we got to be careful with the propaganda against black women, because I'm hearing it all across. It's like, that black bitch, she was getting smart. When in reality, You have the right to a trial by jury in the presumption of innocence if there is an accusation of theft against you. She never made it to that point because she wasn't cooperating, asking questions. But the police, they're out of line to grab at the door, to put their hands through the door. There are laws and protections against that. Keep telling y'all, we're Americans. This is not a communist dictatorship.
Well,
As
hold on.
Americans, we got certain laws. We
wait.
got certain rights.
Wait, let me say this. Let me say this. I'm not sure that I agree with you with regard to some of that. While we do have rights and all of that kind of stuff, based on the information that they had received, I believe they had probable cause to stop her and to detain her. And the Supreme Court has ruled that basically when they stop you and they have probable cause to stop you, then they can order you out of the car for officer safety. So,
But they don't get to execute you.
that I agree with.
There's no law that says you get the death penalty because you don't get out the car. There is no law that says you get the death penalty without a trial by jury of your peers and a police officer who knows that he should be at a 45-degree angle with his hand on his pistol for his own protection, and his partners should not be using his body because his body is now a weapon against her. I'm not saying that she was right. Get out the car. We are prisoners of a larger war. This is not something that you can. I remember it was Chris Rock, I think. He was saying somebody was complaining about he had got pulled over because he had a nice car. He kept getting pulled over because he had a nice car. And Isaiah Washington said, "Well, don't buy no nice car. Get it." You know what I'm saying? I drive an electric vehicle. I don't never get pulled over. Why do we have to shrink ourselves in order not to be overly aggressed by the police? The police are to serve and protect. There was no immediate threat of violence from her to anybody else around her besides those two police officers. They put more people in danger by the shooting because the car went and rolled forward. You know, and when the 5-day work week was established by protest. Labor Day and all of that was established by protest. The Bill of Rights, the Boston Tea Party, that's what established America. We are protesters. That's how we got over here. The people over in England, they got tired of somebody telling them what to do. They protested. They left. We gonna do it like this, and they made us come. We are prisoners of that. And what I'm saying is, the demonization of black women in general, but in this case in particular, is because she's a young mother and she should have been more aware of the danger for her and her children. But the cop is not being held to a higher standard, that he's supposed to be protecting the citizens with law and not arbitrarily executing people because they don't move fast enough or they don't do what he say fast enough. That he was wrong. He shouldn't have got in front of the car. She shouldn't have drove off. She should have got out of the car, sure. But if you're afraid of if you watch the video, the cop already got a gun pointed at her. She asking, "Are y'all about to kill me?" She seems scared. To me, you do dumb stuff, fear of flight. But no, we have to push back on that propaganda, push back on that rhetoric that we're not protected by laws, that we shouldn't be respected, that whole welfare queen mentality, get that out your head. We are still Americans, and there are laws. We're not supposed to be executed at traffic stops. No, there's not a Supreme Court ruling that say you get to kill me because I didn't do what you said. The cop made it so that she would break the law and he would have proper justification to shoot her. And that's why people are protesting, in my opinion. Sorry to go on.
No, I agree with everything that you said. I do agree with everything you
off
said.
Air. I appreciate you pointing that out.
All right. Thank you, Marquetta. Yeah, I agree with everything that she said. Well, except the Kroger's part. But I agree with everything that she said. And look, the conversation will be, not the conversation will be, the decision has already been made. Y'all know that. They've already decided that that law enforcement officer was correct, justified, was a good shoot, whatever terminology they want to use. That's already been, I mean, it may not have been officially the conclusion that they've come to, but come on, we know. We know. Nobody's really going to question, should he have? Just did he, in that moment, did he have a right to? But I don't understand what her being a 21-year-old mother of two, pregnant with a third, why does that keep, look, I understand from one side why that enters into the conversation, right? Because y'all know I'm just trying to be, honest about stuff. So on one side, it factors into the conversation in this way. She was pregnant, bro. Like, you shot and killed a pregnant woman for stealing, potentially, allegedly stealing some alcohol. I get how that factors into this side over here. Like, her life didn't matter and her unborn child's life didn't matter. But on this side, I don't understand. What if she had 7 kids? Then we would be like, well, she really deserved to die. Because y'all, from my perspective, that really is what I'm hearing. Like, she was 21, working on kid number 3. What kind of life was she living anyway? She kind of, hell, she might even be better off. That's what I'm hearing when I hear the other side talk about it. She's reckless. How you know she's reckless? She's 21 and she's pregnant with her 3rd child. She doesn't have good decision-making abilities. Well, how do you know that? She's 21 and she's pregnant with her 3rd child. Like, all of these presumptions, they might be true. They might be true. Oh, I'm sorry, CK. CK, call back. I don't know why I'm not hearing the phone ring. I just happened to glance up. CK, call back. I see I just missed your call. Daryl says, nobody's saying she deserved to die, man. Stop it. No one's using those words. No one's using those words. But, okay, if that's not what anyone's saying, then you explain to me. What does her children and her, being working on her 3rd child at 21, what does that have to do with this case from the perspective of the people who are defending law enforcement? Explain to me why you would bring that up in this case. She's got a 6-year-old. Why do I know that this young woman had a 6-year-old? Why do I know that? Because the point is trying to be made. She kind of deserved it. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Man, I tell you, it was a complete outrage when I heard your show today. I said, Lord, the kids got everything to do with it. You got to talk about the kids because that's who she's leaving behind. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, the pregnant woman, that's the whole story. That's why it's getting so much commentary. See what I mean?
But how does that,
Hello?
for some people, how does that justify her being shot? Oh, hold on a second.
No,
Wyatt,
no.
hold on a second, because I want to be clear. Y'all know me and Wyatt got a friendly rivalry. I want to be clear. Wyatt says I brought it up because I would think that a mother with kids at home, and one on the way would make better decisions. Wyatt, I'm not saying that you're bringing it up for that purpose. I'm saying the greater conversation surrounding it. Because okay, what if she was 55 with 3 kids? Would that make a difference? Like, no. So I'm not saying that you saying it, but the fact that, look, she's got 3 kids at home, she should make better decisions. Okay, cool. She's 21 and pregnant with her 3rd child. That's what was said. Look at this situation. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but look at this situation. This is a 21-year-old who's pregnant with her 3rd child already. That's not about, oh, she should be making better decisions to get home to her child. That's about something else. And it wasn't you who said it and said it in that way. It was somebody else. Actually, it was a few somebody else's who said it and said it in that way. There was no context about, well, she should be more worried about making it home to her children. The context was, you do realize she's 21, pregnant with her 3rd child. Okay, and there was never follow-up to it.
Worse.
Right, there was never follow-up to it. Like, well, you would think that she would be more concerned about. No, it was just, she's 21. And again, I understand what they was trying to do when they made that statement. But I'm not saying I'm not actually talking about you, Wyatt. What I said about you, I said about you, and I put your name on it. I'll put your name on it. And actually, I said I agreed with you, even though I didn't like you saying it. But go ahead, CK.
Yeah, because you gotta bring the kids because they everything. You know what I mean? That's what you're leaving behind, and they the ones got to deal with this world without no mama. And your mama is the closest thing to you. So you lose her at 21. My God, you don't even have memories. Then you say we lost a newborn baby in the oven. We lost a newborn in the oven. So we got devastated kids left behind. Then we lost one on the scene that got murdered on the spot. You know what I mean? You got to make sure when you out here shooting people, you got to know these people have families, these people have kids. So you might don't want to pull that trigger. You need to think long and hard before you pull that trigger, because you're going to affect millions of people with one pull of the trigger. You seen what happened?
Yeah.
You seen that? How many kids left behind? 3 kids left behind?
Well, 2. Because she was pregnant with
and
one.
A girl?
Yeah, that one is not gonna make it.
That's what I'm saying. You can't kill no baby while it's cooking in the oven. You're supposed to nurture the mama. Not. Why would you shoot a woman giving birth, Mr. Livingston?
Well,
that makes no sense, does it?
Look. I understand it from one perspective, right?
Never.
Not never. If the situation
no, you can't shoot no pregnant woman.
No. If a pregnant woman is behind a car trying to mow me down, and I got to defend my life, I'm sorry, I'm defending my life, whether she's pregnant or not.
What about that baby life in the oven? That's an innocent. You got to sacrifice yourself for that baby in the oven.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
How you gonna
live with yourself?
I'm gonna live. That's just it. I'm gonna find out a way to live with myself.
No,
I'm not sacrificing myself. No, we disagree on that. We wholeheartedly disagree on that. You get blanket, carte blanche or whatever carte blanche or whatever it is to do whatever you want to do because you pregnant. No, that don't even make sense to me. CK, that don't make sense to me.
You got to listen. It's the baby is everything. When these planes crash with a newborn on it, the newborn the only survivor on the plane. That's because everybody looking out for the baby. Don't nobody care about themselves when it comes to a baby.
Yeah, we disagree. If a pregnant woman, me and her is having a standoff right now, and she got a gun, and I know if it's either me or her, it's gonna be her if I have anything to do with it. And like you said, I will live with that decision, but I'll still be alive.
You listen. You got that die for something important. Listen,
I'm not dying for that. Nope.
I don't even know your grandbaby, but I would give my life without hesitation in exchange for her life. It's the youth. You got to give up your life for a baby,
bro. That's a whole totally different situation. That's a whole totally different situation.
Yeah, don't sacrifice no problem. I'm talking about under no circumstances are you to shoot at a pregnant woman. None, zero.
Yeah, that
sounds.
I
don't care if she got a knife to your throat.
That sounds nonsensical to me.
What? But why are you not thinking about the baby future?
Because I'm thinking about me being alive, bro. She need to be thinking about the baby future. That's her responsibility. Hold on, let me ask you this. Wait, let me ask you this. All right. Say you in that situation. I know this is going to be another ridiculous thing, but it's the logic that I'm testing here. All right. So you're in that situation, right? And you get killed. You sacrifice your life for that baby. You know she carrying that baby to term. What if she lose the baby, bro? Didn't you just sacrifice your life for nothing?
No, that's part. See, she'll lose the baby if you shoot her. If you sacrifice your life, the baby, that's your sacrifice to give life. That's sacrificing life.
Bro, number one, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that baby gonna be born alive. No guarantee. But let's assume for a moment that the baby would. I'm sorry for the baby, but Emanuel is gonna walk out of that situation if he can alive. I'm not, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be thinking about the baby in the sense that I'm gonna be thinking, she is so wrong for making me do this when she knows she pregnant. But I'm gonna do what I got to do to make it. Bro, I like you.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go.
CK, I like you, but you sounding straight crazy right now to me.
But you got to remember now, when that mother is trying to force you to kill her and the baby, that's when you have to show compassion. What? You can't pull the trigger on no pregnant woman. You got to, try to retreat. I ain't saying just go straight die, but if it come to you and that baby or that pregnant woman, that's the most precious thing you got on life. You got to remember that.
Yeah, you
a
sound.
lot of people, you sacrifice.
You sound wacky to me today, bro. I like you and everything, man. Oh, I like you and everything, but you sound wacky to me. That don't make sense. That's not happening. Maybe you are one of the very few people. Oh, I can't say that. Maybe a whole lot of people would do the same thing that you saying that you would do, but I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it'll be the smart thing because, like you said, now you gave up your life for a newborn baby. You know what I mean? If you never gave up your life, you would have had to pull that trigger and kill the mama and the baby, and that's too much heartache to deal with every night.
It wouldn't be too much heartache for me. I would feel bad about it. I'm not gonna lie. I would feel bad that I had to kill that woman and the baby, but I would be all right. Like I would rationalize that. I would rationalize that within myself within probably about a good 10 minutes. Hey, I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. I hate that I had to do that. It was her fault. Now I probably just hate her. You know what I'm saying? Like I might actually hate her. Like I hate her now that she made me do that. But I'm moving on with my life.
Yeah, but like you said, it's different to be talking about it, but then to really live it and be somebody that really took a mama and a child out. That's a whole different ball game.
All right.
But then you're dealing with
the demons. And but like you said about Primetime Sanders, the number 21 dude that played for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm with you on. I think he can win the championship this year and go undefeated. But like you said, the number of championships, that's the difficult part. I think once he wins 3 or 4, then people gonna start knocking. So when you say 5 or 6, you see what I'm saying? It's
I see what
will
you're
he
saying.
be able to stay? Yeah. Do you think he would be able to stay with Colorado with more offers, or will he leave once again for more success?
But first, I appreciate your call. Thanks for calling. But I don't know what he would do. I don't know what he would do. No idea. I just don't think it's a bad idea to wish well on a person, like extremely well. I know Wyatt is like a multi-millionaire. I want him to be the first trillionaire. That's not me being sarcastic. I would celebrate like you wouldn't believe it. Like, I know a trillionaire. Y'all, I know an actual trillionaire. The first dude to ever become a trillionaire is a brother that I know. But what's the chances of that happening? But that mean I can't wish that on the brother? He might not want it. He might not want it. But it's nothing wrong with wishing exceptionally well for people. Maybe above and beyond what they could ask or think or even imagine. Let's see. Kevin says, what's the call-in number? It's at the bottom of the screen. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. But the point that I'm making with regard to the young lady is, again, not that she's right. I don't know that she committed a crime in that store. And I'm not here to make that judgment. Police tell you get out the car. You should get out the car. Police tell you stay in the car. You should stay in the car. But I feel like, it's not wise to just jump in front of a car and decide to do harm to people. Caller.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing, Mr. Livingston?
Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Kevin Phillips, man, the one and only.
All right. Well, what's on your mind, Kevin?
Man, it's a touchy subject, man. It's the situation about this female, man. I understand where you're coming from on a serious note, when you say you got to protect yourself at all times. But in this situation, man, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not sitting about to argue with nobody on your show, Wyatt show. No, that police officer was 100% wrong, man. They have training. They know that they see this shit been happening all over the world for years and years to come. You know what I'm saying? And years beforehand. Like, why the hell would he step in front of that car, man? I mean, it wasn't that serious. I don't care if the lady stole alcohol, 100 steaks. You know what I'm saying? Even if she stole $500 from the register, that's irrelevant. No matter what she stole, there's no way they should have shot into that car, man. They could have contacted her, reached out to her, got with her later on that evening or the next day. That officer didn't have no right to shoot that firearm, period, man, point blank. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. His dumb ass stood in front of the car. That's why they used that, man. He feel like, okay, I'm gonna stay in front of the car. If she moved his vehicle, because that's considered a lethal weapon, then I have every right to shoot. Man, any means necessary, I have every. That was his mentality, man. That was his mindset. He knew he was gonna get off. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do, bro. And this shit, it's enough's enough, man. Like I said, I did the 10-week Citizen Police Academy, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I understand what they go through. I mean, I really do. I know. I see I have a whole different perspective on life now, because when I was growing up, I was out here in the streets hustling, robbing people to pay Paul, doing everything wrong. That's the only reason why I hated police officers. They never did shit to me. I was just doing wrong and always have to look over my shoulder, look behind my back. So I just hated police officers when I seen it, because I was doing wrong. But as I grew older, I mean, you know what I'm saying? yeah, we put ourselves in situations, but it's a lot of times where they, they kill us to be killing us, and saying not justifiable, bro. But in this situation, I think that officer should be charged for the murder of that lady. Saying regardless if he knew she was pregnant or not, that's irrelevant. Now I think he knew that after the fact, like a lot of us did, but bro, he had no reason to stand in front of that car, man. Seriously, man. I mean, seriously, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that, man. And I just wanted to call because this stuff has really been irritating the hell out of me, man. I mean, listen to Wyatt on Wyatt Live show, on your show, just seeing the news reports. I mean, it's just killing me, man. Like, for real. I just wanted to just personally just speak my mind on this shit because it's been building up and building up, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I just wanted, I want everybody to hear me out on this.
All right. Hey, I partially agree with you. Here's the only reason. Here's the only reason why it's partial. Only because I don't know what was in that cop's mind. Now I believe what you believe, but I can't say with the 100% certainty that's the only reason that cop got in front of that car. But that's what I feel, and that's what I believe.
Yeah, I'm with LaDonna Howard. I totally agree with you. We on the same page. I almost feel like he killed her on purpose. I swear. I think he did that. He stood in front of that car like, okay, let me just use this scenario. Like, everybody know, I mean, seriously, it's different laws for different people, police officers, citizens. Like, okay, Emanuel, man, you go out here and commit a crime, right? We go rob somebody, bro. You get killed. The police shoot and kill you. I get charged for your murder too, bro. Because we set out, we did this crime together. We knew what we was going to partake in. We didn't think that neither one of us would get killed. But for the simple fact you got killed and I'm still alive, they charging me with your murder. And they killed you. That's the law, bro.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like I said, bro, he did that, man. He purposely killed that woman, man, for real. I honestly feel in my heart, he didn't have to stand in front of that vehicle, man. They could have they could have caught her later on. That's what I'm trying to say. They could have called her later on, bro. But yeah, man, I appreciate you taking my call, man. And we can always agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a great job on your show, man. I got much love and respect for you. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother.
Hey, I appreciate that, Kevin. All right. And look, here is I get a feeling of something that's not necessary. Like, I feel like people want to argue. Not Kevin or whatever. But I feel like people want to argue. And I don't know sometimes why we do that. Again, two things can be true at the same time. Right? She can be wrong for not getting out of the car, for not cooperating the way she was supposed to cooperate and all of that stuff. For what? Not having tags on the car, whatever. She can be wrong for a whole lot of stuff. But that don't mean because she wrong, everything they did is right. And they can be wrong for, maybe if you believe like I feel, standing in the car waiting for an excuse to fire a gun. So they can be wrong. But that don't make what she did right. And I feel like I'm looking at some of the comments, and some of the comments is like trying to have an argument. Like, no, the cops is okay because she should have did this. Like, oh no, well, she shouldn't have been wrong. Like, they could both be true. I can't even say with 100% certainty, man, that cop just stood there because he wanted to shoot that girl. I can't say that. I can believe it. I can feel it. But I'm not in that man's heart and mind. But I feel like some of y'all want to argue like, okay, Anthony says they didn't know who she was and no plates on the car. Again, we just can't look past personal responsibility. You will have families say you didn't have to kill their loved ones. Nobody ever says my loved one shouldn't have broke into your house. But why can't you say both? Like, again, Anthony, it sounded to me like you trying to say, nah, the cops wasn't wrong. And I'm not saying they are. But if you believe, say you Kevin, and you believe that cop got in front of that car with the intention, hold on a second, Brian, with the intention of shooting that young woman, and you speaking out against that, why would you come back with, well, what about personal? Look, how many times have I said on this show? I think Marquetta said it when she called in. I believe CK said it when he called in, but I'm not sure about the CK thing. How many people have said, yeah, she was wrong? That is, we can't just look past personal responsibility. No one that I've heard is looking past the personal responsibility. So you can't just overlook potential wrong by police to focus on personal response. Well, you can. But I don't know that we have to have that argument. She needed to do better. They needed to do better. She paid the ultimate price. But this, oh, don't say nothing bad about police. What about personal responsibility? Come on. Come on. I don't like that. Brian.
My man, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I almost didn't comment because I just wanted to listen to what people had to say on this matter. I'm always listening as somebody who, for years, has kind of stood by families trying to organize to get justice. I just wanted to make a couple of quick points, which hopefully people will have their opinions about, argue with me about if they disagree. The one thing is, I think the point that you made about, like, we don't completely listen to each other in these conversations. And granted, some people might just come on to the conversation halfway through so they didn't hear what you said before or whatever. But, like, at no point did you ever say that you were making a different point about protecting your own life. You know, like a perfect example is, let's say some Klan woman who happened to be pregnant rushed into your home armed, going after your family. Okay, then, for CK, does the rule apply then? Like,
Right.
so absolute to things like this. So anyway, but I don't think we totally listen to each other's complete point, and so we end up, like, arguing semantics. And I'm one who's very much in support of, like, debating every fine point. But sometimes we're arguing things that are false arguments. We're just not completely listening to what the person said, which often happens when you try to make an analogy. Anyway, I'll leave that aside. I think two things are absolutely true, two or more. That's the problem in this society, and why so many of us, including myself, can get confused when we're trying to analyze a political or social situation, because we live in a society that's stacked with contradictions that can never be resolved until the hidden, buried history of the enslavement of black people and the ongoing continued oppression, whether it's overt or covert, is dealt with. Until that's dealt with, there will always be layer upon layer of contradictions in society, like police. Am I against the concept of an organized body of men and women whose responsibility it is to try to protect and create, a safe condition for a society? Absolutely not. In Cuba, after the revolution happened there, they have police, and they function way differently than they do here. And there's a reason for it, but I won't go into that. The point here is that the problem is that police were created in part to maintain racism, slavery, and black oppression. And they haven't changed. The books have not changed since then. The institution itself of police was not broken up, rebuilt, or anything after radical Reconstruction, later during, following the Civil Rights Movement. At no period in time have these things changed, which means that those contradictions are still true, which is, A, if society as a whole is trying to, I won't say it's trying to, if society as a whole still holds black people down and the cops are here to basically enforce the laws of the land, well, guess what? The laws of the land primarily are against you. So much so that we needed a set of amendments to try to protect ourselves that we fought for in blood. So until we get that part down, that this is an institution that genuinely is here to enforce all kinds of things that have been against us since we got here. That's the one thing. And then I'll make the other two brief.
All right.
This argument about cop safety drives me effing crazy. It's a lie. It's one of the biggest lies that is told to working people in the United States. Let me prove it to you. Associated Press article from January 11th, 2023. 2023. There are more than 750,000 police in the United States. That's not counting like Secret Service and all these things like that. Just, cops, highway patrol, so on and so forth. Guess how many were killed in the active duty in 2022?
I'm going to guess 4.
It's not 4, but it's 64.
Okay.
64 cops out of almost 800,000. That is a decimal percentage of them. It's not even 1%. It's like 3 decimal places over percent. That's how few of them get killed. Do you know how many? They're number 16 right now, or 15 on the list of categories of deaths. So that means that it's more dangerous to be a groundskeeper. It's more dangerous to be a construction worker. It's more dangerous to be a coal miner. It's more dangerous to work on a dock. It's more dangerous to work as a park recreations ranger than it is to be a cop statistically. So this argument that they have to have their guns drawn, they have to do this, they're in a dangerous situation. Well, I'm sorry, the numbers just don't pan out. And they haven't for years, and this is the last thing I'll make. The number 64 is the lowest number from 2022. It's the lowest number in the last 10 years. The previous year, it was somewhere around 73. So the whole thing is a lie is my point. And until we start calling it what it is and exposing the truth, we're going to continue to be in these situations where we try to argue to actually defend the people who are out here killing us. So that's all I got, man.
Hey,
Pleasure being on the program and listening.
I appreciate your call. All right. And look, all I'm saying, I done said what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. I want us to be able to be honest with yourself. Look, I get criticized for a whole lot of stuff. But I understand ain't none of this stuff no really simple answers. Like a lot of people like to put it out there. Is this simple? And then they rattle some stuff off. And you can always throw in some stuff that makes it not quite as simple. Like I started and I said flat out, I listened to Wyatt. I heard what Wyatt said. Wyatt said he didn't think that shooting was necessary. I agree with Wyatt. Wyatt went on to say it's probably going to be legally justified. I agree with Wyatt. And Wyatt went on to talk about, the potential wrongdoing and how we gotta, if we realize that we doing different rules, then we gotta move differently. I agree with Wyatt. I don't like that he said it. I mean, I don't like that it was presented like it was presented. I agree with it 100%. I don't like that it was presented that way. And he didn't do anything wrong in the presentation. It's just some truths I accept as true, but I don't like that they true. And I always want to. Because the whole thing for me is about different perspectives. I always want everybody to view it from the perspective that I view it from. I know everybody ain't. I know everybody ain't gonna view it from the same person. But my hope is always that, not that you're gonna see it and agree with it from my perspective, but to be able to see my perspective. Not necessarily argue me down, but just be able to see my perspective. That's why I try to see everybody else's perspective. So I know, at least in my mind, it sounds like I waffle back and forth. But I really don't. I know what I think and I know what I believe, but I just accept that my perspective ain't the only perspective. I'm not going to argue with you over perspective. Especially if we both ended up in the same space. Am I going to try to get you to see it from, because I think I don't like the way you came to the right conclusion. I don't like the way you came to do that sound crazy to people? I don't like the way you came to the right conclusion. But I try to keep my mind open. And that's what I want us to do. That's what I want us to do. Try to keep our minds open. Now, before I go, I want to show y'all something. Because y'all know I got to get out of here. That was like my closing statement. Before I go, I want to show y'all something. Hold on, LaDonna says she's confused. What you confused about, LaDonna? You know me. If I want you to understand me, then I got to be willing to explain me to you. So that you don't necessarily have to agree. But at least you can say, okay, I understand why you see it that way. I just disagree with you. Kevin said, we can agree to disagree. I'm not showing you the scooter. But I gotta go. But I do want to show you something first. Y'all know I'm gonna get criticized for this. But here's something that I learned. I've known this forever. Police can be very patient and understanding and all of that stuff for the right people. Now, I'm not saying the right people being black people, being white people, being whatever. I do think they're a lot more understanding for white people than they are for black people. But, I mean, police is police. Like, some of this is, maybe I'll get to that tomorrow. Because I was about to start down a different path. But police are police. I believe police, in particular here in America, but probably around the world, have control, ego, and authority issues. But they know how to bring that down when they need to. They know how to bring that down when they need to. And I want to show you. No, hold on. I want to show y'all an example. We're not watching the whole thing. I'm going to fast forward through it because it's way too much understanding in here. All right? Oh, let me see if I can get this. There we go.
When's she getting out?
I don't know. She's got a lot of problems in life and can't seem to solve them. So I offered to give her a ride, and now.
This is my dad, and I think he's.
All right, hold on. Before I go any further, let me explain what's happening here. There's a young woman in her father's car. She has some issues, like some issues. Not she's not like mentally deranged, but he's basically, the family is tired of her. And she will not get out of her daddy car. So he done called the police and said he won't charges filed because he want her out of his car. Not the most serious thing in the world. But watch how patient these law enforcement officials are with her.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but he has the key to the car, so I'm just waiting on him to get out of the building.
You're waiting on him to what?
To get out of the building to come drive the car. He just parked us here, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you know he doesn't have to drive you anywhere. If it's his car, he doesn't have to take you anywhere if he doesn't want to.
I understand. Well, he already took me here, so I'm in the car. I'd like to, go back to my house whenever he's ready, basically. So I'm just sitting in the car.
Okay, but do you realize that if he doesn't want to take you, you have to get out because it's his car, it's his property?
I don't think so. I think
No,
I'm
letting you know.
No.
But that's how that works.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be sitting here. So, whenever he's ready.
But he doesn't want to drive. You don't want to drive her home?
No, I do not.
I think he might be having some sort of like early dementia or something, but he is not acting like himself. We were just gonna go to Starbucks, and then he said that he had to go, and I can't remember if he said he needed to take a package somewhere.
He had me bring her down here. I got her a couple of gift cards because she doesn't have a job.
He did. He just got me a gift
She's
card.
supposed to be in a rehab facility, but somehow managed to get kicked out of it and showed up back at the apartment. So I felt sorry for her, my mistake. Gave her more money, gave her more things to do, took her here so she could get food. Not only did she not get food, she refused to get out of the car, and now she refuses to get out of it at all.
I'm just trying to spend the day with him,
sorry,
or like go out and run errands. We're just trying to run errands.
You said she was evicted from the apartment. Does she not? So that's not where she lives anymore?
I still live there.
She is in the process of eviction. I don't think they've got a final order for it yet.
Okay.
So she can still be there.
It doesn't really matter either. Where I live normally. I'm not trying to live in this car. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but you're not trying to get out of this car.
Correct.
Which right now you're breaking the law because it's not your car. So you're trespassing.
So I go on Ubers.
Okay.
Ubers
with the permission of the person. He does not want you in his car. You're trespassing okay, so we can play this game, but you're gonna get arrested. I mean, that's literally how it's gonna be. Or you could just step out of the car. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but I'm trying to explain something to you, and you're not really willing to listen.
You explained it to me, but I would like to shut my door now.
I'm not doing that. It's not your door. It's not your car.
Okay, I'll just ignore that one.
Just get out, Alex. You're making a show
His
out
door?
of this.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to make a show out of it. It's just like, it's frustrating.
See the problem? I didn't want to touch her at this point. Because
No, I understand. I mean, it's definitely your car, and you want her out of the car. Can you run the tab, please?
I shouldn't have agreed to do it. She's had long-term
64, 65, 28.
enabling this bad behavior, and it's my fault. I enabled one more time.
So it's not your car. If you want you out, you're trespassing. You gotta get out.
Well, I think there's a misunderstanding. I think something's going on with my dad because he's not acting like himself.
No, he's acting pretty normal to me.
No, I think he's acting like he's
negative on
got a
a
problem.
2021 blue four-door registered to Jackson.
Maybe like he has early onset, like dementia, Alzheimer's.
Can we talk outside of the car?
No. You guys are right here. I'm fine. I'm not stepping out. And I feel like usually you ask people not to step out of the car.
Why won't you get out? Why don't you want to get out?
It's on principle at this point.
But you understand that you're probably going to end up going to jail then, right?
You do know that usually, like, if you pulled me over on a highway, we'd both have to pull over, park together.
We're not doing
and
that.
I would not be allowed out of my vehicle, in fact. You'd say, roll down the window and please present your papers to me. That's what you would say. And I would give
But
you
I
that
may.
information
Sometimes
and
I also
stay in
ask
the
a lot
car
of people
while
out
you
of the car
walk.
too.
Okay, well, this isn't...
But your dad wants you out of the
this
car.
doesn't feel like, a very real situation. Like, and it doesn't feel like we're bothering anyone.
So do you want to press charges for trespassing?
I do.
I mean, you can't just press charges like that.
You can.
No, you
So
can't.
do you want to get out of the car or not?
Don't you guys have anything better to do today?
We actually do.
Yeah, like, so I don't know
So
what
we
you
would
guys
really
are up
like
to.
for you to
Why
get
don't
out
you
so
drive
you don't
around in
have
your
to.
cars?
I don't want to take a ride to the jail.
I would love to.
I would hate that.
You know what? I love riding around places. I love going on errands. I love driving. Love all of it.
This is going to be one of those situations on when you go down to the jail. People are like, "What are you in for?" And you say, "Because I wouldn't get out of the car." People are going to be like, "That's a stupid reason to go to jail." I mean, really, there's really not a really good reason to go to jail, but that's really stupid.
Well, it's more stupid of you guys because it's just a lot of paperwork and a
We
lot
don't
of trouble.
want to be here, but we're public servants. We've been called here.
You're not a servant.
We've been summoned here, so we're here to solve a problem. Unfortunately,
Do you have a payroll?
the problem is that you're in the car. It's to solve the problem.
I don't think there's not a solution. There isn't a solution.
The solution is that you step out, either stand over here, you could sit, there's a bench over here, there's a bench there, there's a bench over there. Okay, yeah, go ahead and stand out of the car.
No, I stepped out. It's fine. Please allow me to.
No, you're
Shut
not
my
closing
door.
the door, so.
I don't want to shut it on you. I don't want to, like...
I can promise you, you're not.
Please stop touching this car because it's not your car.
It's not yours either.
Well, that's okay.
Alright, you're gonna end up.
No.
You're gonna end up.
You are.
Stop. Step on out.
I'm just gonna pull you out. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna come out of the car. So do we have to make this harder? I don't want to.
Don't pull my arm out of its
Well, then
socket.
please step out.
Don't touch me.
We'll just get the statement. We're not in a hurry.
Don't touch me. Don't molest me. Please.
Then did y'all peep that? The young lady was ready to pull her out of the car, which, you know, that's what they do. And what did the cops say? What did the other cops say? Hold on. We ain't in no hurry. We ain't in no hurry. Y'all ain't in no hurry. Like, y'all done got to the point where it's time to pull her out. He said, hold on. We ain't in no hurry. What? All right.
What's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having to use force on you.
I would like to
Don't
press
want you
charges
do
for
that.
assault. An
Well, it's
assault
not
charge.
assault.
I just was assaulted.
It wasn't.
Battery.
So
I want to press charges for battery.
you don't get that. It's
I
lawful.
want to press charges.
It's a lawful.
I would like to press charges.
You don't get to.
I'm being held against my will.
Great, get out of the car.
No, I'm being held against my will. Please leave.
No.
This
They're
game,
commercials.
you're not ready for it.
No, I'm not ready for it.
So these are the options. You can get out of the car. You can leave on your own accord. You can walk away, or you're going to end up going with us.
Get a judge or something. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Get a judge and a jury and take me to trial. Like, I don't really understand.
So
Mail me some papers. I mean, I don't know. Like,
what would you like to be mailed?
whatever the charges are. Like, let me know.
Well, right now
Are you gonna
the
give me a
charges
ticket?
are
Why don't you just give me a ticket?
Well, we could give you, but you have to get out of the car. That's the problem. So the main
Or a
problem-
verbal warning? Be like, hey, please don't sit in people's cars again if they don't want you in them.
All
so
right,
that
I'm a
we're
fast
trying-
forward.
We're trying to get you out.
No, you didn't. But anyway,
So
my dad is obviously.
Fast forward, and they still
I don't want
negotiate.
I don't want us to get hurt, and I don't want you to get hurt. So I really would like you to get out of the car so that we don't have to force you to get out of the car, or that force doesn't have to be used.
Defiance.
That's your choice.
Defiance.
So you understand the risk that you're taking with this, right? Okay. That's
No. You're insulting me. What are you doing?
all right. Put your hands behind
No,
your back.
I'm not going to. Why?
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
You're under arrest.
No.
You're going to be
I'm
placed
not under arrest.
You
I'm
are.
under cardiac arrest, if anything.
You're
No.
placed under arrest for trespassing and
You
resisting.
can't do that.
We can.
No, you're not going to. You're not going to. Stop. Stop.
I wish we didn't have to.
Stop.
I wish we didn't have
Stop.
to. We tried to work it out with you.
Stop.
For whatever reason, you decided
Stop.
not to.
Stop policing me.
Bye, Alex.
I'm sorry that this is the way that it had to go.
It ain't
This
over.
is not the law. This isn't lawful. Alright. I'm not resisting. No, stop searching me. I have to search. Stop molesting me. I have to search. You're molesting me. You're sexually assaulting me.
Stop.
You are sexually
Stop.
assaulting me. No.
She's not.
Yes,
No,
she
she's
is.
not.
Dad, help me.
Please help me. Please help me.
Stop.
Get off me.
Stop.
Get off me.
Stop. Resisting. Now you're getting a felony.
You have violated the
Get
law.
off me. Stop touching me.
Stop resisting.
Stop touching me.
Stop resisting.
Stop touching me. He's mentally ill. Stop touching me. Oh, my arm.
Sit in the
Stop
car.
it.
Sit in the car.
Stop it. Can you please pick up your knife and sit in the car? I don't want to have to help you.
I got it. Sorry.
Get off me. Stop touching me.
Close the door.
I can't miss
I'm sorry. She may be under the influence. I'm so sorry.
I can't
You too?
Yes.
It ain't over. Now, y'all just saw they put her in the car apologetically with cuffs on. Didn't put the seatbelt on. Will you please put your legs in the car so I don't have to help you, please? Y'all saw that, right? Cuffs on. She got on cuffs in the back of the car. Okay.
So you're going to have 2 charges of resisting. Okay. Listen, if you try to hurt us again, you're going to either end up getting tased.
Me hurt you? You guys were hurting me.
Okay. Well, you
guys
kicked both
actually
of them.
assaulted me.
You kicked both of them.
You grabbed me and then she touched my breast for no reason. So I don't really know. So you touched me inappropriately as well on my skin. You know that you don't need to contact me like that. I was in handcuffs already.
And listen to what I'm telling you.
My hands were behind my back. So no, you shouldn't have searched me like that. And I should have gotten searched privately, first of all. You should have not been out here. Not.
Now look at her horn. Look at her hands. When they put her in, she was in handcuffs. Her hands are free now. Now, look, I'm no expert. You know what I'm saying? I've only been arrested twice. Both times, I was put in handcuffs. I was put in the back of the car. And at no point were the handcuffs taken off for my comfort, to calm me down or anything. At no point. Why? What happened to the handcuffs? There's clearly, an edit where she was given an opportunity to be released from the cuffs. What is happening here? They can be patient. It's not over.
Not with her and doing it. Second. And you're embarrassing me in public.
Open the door.
You're actually it's libel. It's a lot of libel.
Listen, you're embarrassing yourself. We're going to open the door. Okay. You're going to get put back in handcuffs. If you fight us.
Do you have a liability policy? Do you guys have some sort of commercial health insurance?
Do not fight us, okay?
What are you so scared of? I don't want to give back my. I want them. Why don't I get the papers? No, don't touch me. See? You're touching me again. Stop it. Open the door for me. Stop touching me. I don't want to. No, what are you doing now? No, same thing you were doing before. Just going back into handcuffs. Okay? You're under arrest. Miranda rights. Miranda rights? No. If you resist.
You are resisting.
I'm resisting.
Yes, you are. So stop. You've already got battery on LEO. Stop.
On a Leo?
Yes.
On an August birthday? On a Leo? No. Get off me. I don't want to be handcuffed. I don't want to be tied down. Stop it.
Nobody really does want that.
You're constricting me. I can't breathe. You're constricting me. You're not doing anything. You're hurting me. You are physically hurting me right now. My chest hurts, my head hurts, my hands hurt, my wrist hurts. I know it hurts. And my shoulder blades, and my shoulders, and my back. Which is where all my organs are, by the way, so thank you. You would just cooperate. You're not cooperating. You are not cooperative. We are not a co-op. We are not a co-op. We are not a corporation. We are not a co-op. You're not a cop. You're a robber. You're stealing me. You're kidnapping me. Okay. You're abducting me. Ow, you're hurting me. Ow, no, stop doing it.
Have a seat. Without us fight, without fighting us.
Sit
back. Sit back.
Just sit down. None of this would happen. Get off me!
She tried to bite you, by the way.
I know.
Get me out of here! Down?
Get me out of here! Get me out! Let me out!
It's not happening. So
Open the door! Open the door!
All right. I guess that's about it. I just want y'all to see they know how to be patient. They know how to be exceptionally patient. With certain people. In certain situations. You know, I watched this a while ago and I was looking at it and I was thinking of the number of videos that I've seen where people are so much less combative. Where they've been snatched out of a car, body slammed on the ground, knee in the back, cuffed, stuffed in the car, thrown in the car, punched, kneed, kicked, thrown in the back of the car. I ain't never seen them take the cuffs off. I ain't never seen them take the cuffs off. Like, you under arrest. And we got to fight you to get the cuffs on, get in the car, and, oh, you're uncomfortable? Here, let me take those off. I'm not saying it's never happened. I've never seen that. They can be patient. And that, because I'm not saying they should have did any of that. Which this is the part I want to be super clear on. I'm not saying she should have been body slammed. Because she shouldn't have. She shouldn't have been kneed and kicked and beaten. She should not have. Somehow they managed, with all of that time, with edits in there, y'all, somehow they managed to get her out of the car, get cuffs on her, get her into their car, search her, get her into their car, then get the cuffs off for whatever reason, get her back out of the car, get cuffs on her, get her back in the car without brutalizing her. Well, she wasn't fighting. Yes, she was. She was kicking at that lady. My thing is, how about you treat everybody like that? As calmly and as patiently as you possibly can. They didn't want to escalate, which is good. How about taking that same mindset all the time? Be as calm and patient as you possibly can. I get it. Sometimes you might have to throw somebody down. If you have to throw somebody down. But if she can debate you in the car about whether or not she should get out without it escalating, why can't everybody do that to the point where, you think they're a threat to your safety? So that's why I'm not saying they beat black people, they beat white people, treat us all equally. I'm saying treat us all like you treated this young white female. I know the law. Well, I believe I know the law. When they say get out, you got to get out. But if I don't get out, had a conversation with me like you did with her. Had a conversation with me. Come on, Mr. Livingston. We're going to have to pull you out the car. You're going to end up in jail. You don't want that. Come on, just get out the car. Please, you just get out the car. Please, we don't want to do this. Please, come on. How many times did they literally beg her? Please. Treat us all like that as best you can. She got violent. Again, no body slamming. She didn't catch a single knee to the solar plexus. They didn't use that tried and true tactic that they use a lot of times on white people and black people. You know the tactic. My least favorite police tactic. Punch them in the damn face. How many times we watch a video where the police, as a tactic, sock somebody in the face? That's a legit police tactic. If it ain't, you can't convince me because I see it way too much. Sock him in the face. Hold on, he's not giving you ID. Sock him in the face. He's not stepping out the car. Sock him in the face. He won't put his camera down. Sock him in the face. He won't stop talking. Sock him in the face. She didn't get socked in the face not one time, and she shouldn't have. Yeah, I know towards the end she got her head mugged back. But I believe that police officer thought that she was about to try to bite the lady officer. So he mugged her head back. I'm okay with that. Mug the head back. I'm all right with that. Treat us all like that. As best you can. Look, if somebody starts swinging on you, you might have to sock them in the face. Might. So that's what I believe, that's what people are protesting for. Because we want to all be treated like that. Even when we not cooperative. Even when we got a smart mouth. Even when we resist it. Even when we're exaggerating the pain that we're in. Even when we're violating the law. Even when we kick it. Even when we talking shit. Even when we resisting. Did I say resisting already? What normally comes with stop resisting? Come on, y'all done seen enough videos. White, black, old, young. What normally comes with stop resisting? Stop resisting. Stop resisting. What is normally happening when you hear police saying that over and over? Somebody getting socked, kneed, kicked, something. That's how I want us all to be treated. And that's why people are protesting. Because people know you have the capacity to do it. We see it. You have the capacity to do it. You have the know-how. You have the training. You have the patience. You have the empathy, the sympathy. We know you can do it. Do it with all of us. And until then, I think we should understand that we've all playing by different rules. We should understand that and do what you got to do to survive. We should 100% understand that. But we should be fighting so that we are all treated like that. All right, that's it. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It's been an afternoon experiment. If you're going out, you're going to be out and about. As always, if you're going to be around people, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.